Isn't it surprising that those early days, as Adam and Eve just got out of the Garden of Eden, no Bible reaching yet the word they heard from the Lord through Adam, the word they heard from the Lord by word of mouth, coming from God, getting to them and passing on from one person to the other. They had implicit faith. They had real trusting faith in the Lord, that God said, even from those early times, without faith, it's impossible to please him. How much more when the complete canon of Scripture has now been given unto us? We've seen other people, we've seen their examples, we've seen their lifestyle, we've seen the result of their faith. Now it's much easier to believe God with all the messages and all the scriptures and everything we've got. We're looking at Abel, we're looking at Enoch, we're looking at Noah, and we're looking at the conclusion that God is making by the way they lived, by faith. The indispensable faith for redemption, Abel; for righteousness, Noah; and for the rapture, Enoch. As teachers, preachers, Bible students, you know that Cain and Abel were born by Adam and Eve. They just came out of the garden. They were born outside the garden, outside the place the Lord had made for them. And now as they came out, remember that Adam now was a guilty, condemned man. Eve, a guilty, judged woman. But as God was sending them out, he killed a lamb and clothed them, covered them of the skin of that animal. They learned by revelation that if they were going to be covered, if their sins were going to be covered, if their iniquity was going to be forgiven, cancelled, and covered, they needed a substitute that will die in their place, and then they will have redemption. The work of their hand will not be sufficient. The leaves they cut, covered themselves, did not cover anything. And so they got the message. And the only way Cain and Abel could have known about such substitutionary offering will be through Adam and Eve. It's the testimony of what God has done. It's the testimony of what God will eventually do for the salvation of humanity. And so Abel accepted that. He didn't reason about it or think about it. He believed. By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice. The killing of the lamb, the shedding of the blood, and believing that that substitute died for him, made a sacrifice, an excellent sacrifice. Cain, on the other hand, took of the fruit of the land, of the ground. Remember, the ground was cursed, and everything that came up was now under the curse. And Cain wanted to get rid of the curse on man by the fruit of the land that was cursed. Impossible. He didn't think through. He thought the work of his hand, a cursed man, offering a cursed fruit from a cursed ground. No wonder his sacrifice was not accepted. But Abel, by faith, offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he, Abel, obtained witness that he was righteous.